views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
It's the sport of kings, better than diamond rings. That's why we're here to sing football.
Welcome to Food of Football. Today we are going to play the first game ever of verbal charades on FNF. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Our guest over here is Corey Witcher, sports trainer, and of course the pistol of the Pete's, the Pete's of the Pistols. And I am Brad. Thank you for joining. This is the Super Bowl preview show. You guys ready? This is verbal.
Ready.
I'm going to act out some stuff. Let's see what we have.
I'm ready
John
to take
gave
the
me
W.
You ready to get the W? Over hip.
Yeah.
Okay. A little competition over here. I like it. I like it. Number one. What famous retired player am I? Cut that meat! Cut that meat! Let's go, insurance adjusters! Let's go! Let's go, insurance adjusters! Bobby Johnny, you're my favorite account. You're my favorite account. Come on, right here, Bobby. It's a commercial. It's a commercial. Famous ex-retired.
Terry Bradshaw.
No.
Joe Namath.
Not Joe Namath. It's a MasterCard commercial. This guy was great. He was a quarterback. He comes from a big line of family of quarterbacks. Cut that meat!
Archie
Cut
Manning.
that meat, huh?
Archie Manning.
Close.
Eli Manning.
Come on,
Peyton
guys.
Manning.
Peyton Manning. There you go.
Peyton Manning did that.
Peyton Manning.
Did a
Cut
MasterCard?
that meat. Talk just like that. That is Peyton Manning. Good. That's one for you. Okay. All right. This is a phone conversation now. A phone conversation between a famous head coach and his quarterback. I'm going to get into character because we got to get this faster, guys. Okay, here we go.
Oh, I got this one.
Hello. Yeah. Hi. I just wanted to wish you congratulations on.
Bill Belichick.
But who am I talking to? Yeah, thanks, Coach, for the congratulations. I know my team, we were going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I miss playing for you. I mean, you're wonderful. And I promise, after this date of Super Bowl history.
Jimmy G.
Yes, Jimmy G and Bill Belichick for one. Good job over there. Very good. That's right. He's good.
The hoodie. It's the hoodie. That's why he pulled the sleeves up.
Sleeves up there.
On the
He didn't
Cincinnati.
acknowledge me. I had
loud
to.
enough. He's loud. This is verbal charades, man. Speak.
On to the next question.
Number three, on to the next question. That's right, baby. This is probably the most popular Super Bowl food. Hint. Does anyone know the most popular food before I give a hint? Popular Super Bowl food. It's very good.
My grandmother's barbecue.
Wrong. I'll give you a hint. It's Italian. Hey, mamma mia, it's Italian, eh?
Sauce, like sausage and peppers.
Not sausage and
No,
peppers.
no.
Come on.
Pizza.
Yes! Pizza, baby. You know what my next
Bam!
thing? There you go. One down. All right. Number four. This fantastic quarterback wide receiver duo did this Super Bowl commercial together about 2 years ago. I had the time of my life, and I know it all to you, oh boy.
Oh.
Dirty Dancing.
That's the name of the song, but who are these quarterback wide receiver duo? They play together. They play together. Look at his hat. I had the time of my life.
Going with Eli Manning, Victor Cruz.
Not Victor Cruz. Victor Cruz into a commercial with Eli Manning. Super Bowl. Come on, they were dancing dirty. Odell Beckham Jr. You each get a point. Wow. Wonderful. All right. This Super Bowl party food you can eat with cheese, salsa, or a bean dip. Anyone?
Frito-Lays.
No. You can eat them with cheese, salsa.
What is Doritos?
No.
Tostitos.
That's close. Whoever said that.
Nacho Tostitos.
Nachos. Thank you. Nachos is the correct answer. That is a very popular Super Bowl food.
Doritos and nachos, same thing.
They're similar.
Have to be
but
more specific.
You have to be more specific because nachos are a little bit, could be healthier sometimes. Number 6. Please don't shout out. Who am I? Hey, Rogers! Discount double check! Rogers! Discount double check! Allstate commercial. Very famous Allstate commercial. Who is that guy that said, Rogers!
That's State
Cheesehead?
Farm.
Okay, that's a State Farm commercial, but who is
State
it?
Farm.
Anyone? Imagine the cheesehead there.
Yeah.
Discount double check.
I can
That's
see the guy,
Seinfeld.
but I don't know his name.
Okay, crazy cheesehead fan.
That's the guy from Seinfeld. George from Seinfeld.
I'd like to use
A lifeline?
Can I use a
Yeah,
lifeline?
I'll let you lose a lifeline because we got to wrap this up. Go.
Give someone a call.
How about we'll take this question later? Coming up on Food and Football, today's a Super Bowl preview show. We have a couple special guests. His name is Corey Witcher. He's an athletic trainer. He's going to join us at the desk, help us break down the Super Bowl. But there's also one other guy. They call him Louis Diamond. He's the man, if you have a gambling question, you go to. That is coming up next, plus a lightning round of all previous guests on this show. Going to call in, weigh in, who's going to win the Super Bowl and why. That is all next. F&F with Brad. Thank you guys. You were so wonderful. So wonderful. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. First verbal game of charades. Welcome back to Food and Football with Brad. Look what the cat dragged in. Over to my left is the one and only Louis Diamond, sports betting consultant, gambling guru, professional, right? With the baloney knockers and everything.
As long as you say it, I'm in.
You are in. And over here to my left is Pistol Pete's son. It's Corey Witcher, who is a sports trainer. Among some of the people, he trains some of the athletes. Todd Gurley, some NBA guys. Anyone else you want to mention? Trey Young.
Seth Curry, bunch of guys. Man.
Bunch of guys.
Nice.
Some good stuff.
And he's training me right now.
Yeah. To get rid of the baloney knockers, right?
Yeah.
Blogda. All right, we're going to break down the Super Bowl. Why not? The Super Bowl's coming up Sunday. Louis, I know you have your opinions. It is. It is. I know we had that 1 week off. The Pro Bowl, I thought we would talk about the Pro Bowl. I was so excited about that, but I thought we would skip the Pro Bowl, go right to the Super Bowl. Because I didn't watch the Pro Bowl. Did you? Did you?
Yeah, I had it on the TV, but I didn't pay too much.
Much more.
Well, it's touch football now, so,
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't, even though I don't blame them, they're getting paid a lot of money, and it's a useless game, so why get hurt?
Did you put anything on the Pro Bowl?
No. But usually I would bet the over, but it wasn't going over lately, so I just kind of left it alone. But it went
What was the over?
It was
100 or something?
Yeah.
Really? Like that high?
It was somewhere in the 60s. So,
I don't
but
even know what the
it
final
got there
score
by
was.
the third quarter, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was pretty much easy money if you had that. And then you had the hockey, which usually that plays over.
Right.
So, but didn't do too much of that this weekend.
What are the wise guys leaning towards on our Super Bowl?
You know, it looks a little funny. I think they're really leaning towards Kansas City, even though it's
1.5?
Yeah, but you know, when I sit down and I look at these props, they're not expecting the big run game from San Fran. I think that they're expecting. I think the wise guys are expecting San Fran to play from behind, and you know, I'm really kind of torn. Personally, because you know, I really listen. How are Mahomes is just like he's my homie. He's doing the job. So, and he's got that potential to be the dynasty kid too, to follow the Tom Brady dynasty.
Right.
So
That's why I put you on the spot, because this is a really tough Super Bowl, I think, and I just wanted to get your opinion right off the start, because I am definitely rooting for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And we're going to get my pick a little bit later. I'm rooting for.
It's hard not to root for the Chiefs. It's hard not to root for Mahomes. He's just such a stud out there, you know, and he just looks so good, and he's got such a bright future. I hate to be negative on that in any way, shape, or form. I think the Super Bowl is open a can of beer, pull out some potato chips, put your $10 to $25, $50 or whatever your comfort zone is, and make a lot of little silly bets and have a good time.
Well, I like that attitude, but we're going to pause us right now because we have a special live caller. Hello? Ow.
Hello?
Hi, who is this?
Hey, how's it going? Aaron Fentress.
Aaron J. Fentress. It's Brad from Food and Football. You're also joined with Louis Diamond and, of course, Corey Witcher. How are you?
Louis Diamond. Louis Diamond, that's a name that tells me he knows what he's talking about.
Well, you better believe he does, Aaron. This is a sports.
I want to see a birth certificate because I don't believe that's his real name.
No, it's not his real name. Be honest,
It's
right?
not. It's not. No, it was, but I didn't pick it. It was anointed. That's all I can tell you.
He's a sports professional, betting guru, consultant. If you ever need help on your sports bets, this is the guy. He wins like, what, 54% of the time? Something like that.
Well, that's reality. That's what reality is. What you're shooting. 54% makes money over a long, long stretch.
Aaron J., who wins the Super Bowl?
Oh, man. Okay. So there's this weird history with high-powered offenses and quarterbacks who put up huge numbers and the Super Bowl. 84, Marino lit it up, set the record for passing yards and touchdowns, 5,048, got rocked by the 49ers. Tom
Right.
Brady, obviously, 7, 50 touchdowns, got rocked by the Giants. Peyton Manning, 55 touchdowns, I think it was, for Denver, got rocked by the Seahawks. So that was within the year when they put up those numbers. Mahomes is a year removed from those types of numbers, but he's still doing those same types of things. And he's going up against a team that can get after you with a 4-man rush and cover with 7. So, and can run the football. Now, the Chiefs' defense has been pretty good the second half of the season,
Yes.
unlike last year when they were just paper mache. So I'm not going to take anything away from the Chiefs' defense, but I'm going to go ahead in the Super Bowl and go with the team that can run it and the team that can play defense and get after the quarterback, because history tells me that they're going to slow down the Chiefs at least and have a chance to win this game. If not, they won't dominate. Well, I shouldn't say they won't dominate because it's happened before, but they're at least going to keep this thing close and have a chance to win it in the end.
Thank you. And for those who don't know Aaron J. Fentress, he's a special friend of the show. He calls in very often. He is the beat reporter of the Oregon Ducks and the Seattle Seahawks, covers them for The Athletic. One other question before I let you go, my man. What is your choice of food for the Super Bowl?
Ooh, I'm a chicken wings guy.
Hey.
I may swing through Buffalo Wild Wings and get like two 20-count buckets of honey barbecue chicken wings. That's what my go-to.
You're going to go to work on that. All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Aaron J., enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, guys.
I would bet that's his real last name.
That is.
That's
But
a tough one to
he knew
pick
that
up.
wasn't you, though. That was great.
They usually do.
Yeah.
Well, they usually, or they're like, really? As and then Lou Diamond, Phillips, get, and I'm
Yeah.
like, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
All right, well, no relation to Neil. I got it. I got it.
No.
Two great offenses, guys, but completely different. One likes to pound the ball, but has a very efficient quarterback that was top in touchdown passes and yards. There's a lot of interceptions. Then, of course, Pat Mahomes is a dynamic offense with a great Travis Kelce, great tight end. And, of course, Hill, you got a lot of speed all over the place. Offensive line's really good. Which offense is better suited for the Super Bowl? Corey.
I'm going to say the 49ers just because they aren't like this flash in the pants kind of thing. They're going to be methodical about their approach and really eat the clock up. And I think that defensive line is ferocious. But
No doubt.
it's kind of like, it's like torn. Like I like what the caller said.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, but Mahomes and the Chiefs are just so explosive. But the game, it's the playoffs and the game's just going to slow down. And I think the 49ers are just more tailored for that type of football.
I guess you're taking the 49ers then. Wow, this is going to be a fun
Hold
one.
on to my pick.
This is gonna be. Oh, you're still holding on? Do
Yeah,
you
I'm
give it
holding
the-
on.
Oh, but
I'm holding on.
okay.
I'm holding on. But
Louis-
I do have a pick.
Okay, it looks like none of us want to reveal. I'm just going to go with it, and I'm rooting for the Chiefs. I think this will be a close game, and if it is a close game, this is going to favor the 49ers, and that's who I think is going to win this game. I'm all about running the football and a great front seven, and just like our caller Aaron J. Fentress said, they have won continuously in the Super Bowl. They've been very consistent with that philosophy, and there's going to be a point in the game where Garoppolo is going to have to make some plays. Third down, but also first down. He's going to be set up to shine, and I think they'll be able to do this. Unless Andy Reid wises up and runs the ball 26 times or more. And I say that because they have not lost a game this year when they rushed the ball 26 times. I would like to say 24, but they ran it once 25 against the Tennessee Titans earlier in the season, and they lost. But it was like 36-33. They only lost by a field goal.
Yeah.
So that was good. he has a lot of success when he's consistent with the run. I think he will run it. I just don't think he'll get to that number. And the 49ers are ferocious. And unless the Chiefs get out in front early, and I mean early, get out early, throw the ball, and make the 49ers come from behind, make them one-dimensional. I don't think Shanahan will make this mistake. I think he will still try to run the ball unless we're talking 28-0 in the second, third quarter. That I believe the 49ers are going to win this game. I'm not saying this with conviction because I like the Chiefs team. I like their defense. They've been so much better throughout the second half of the year, like we pointed out. And you said, well, who did they play? Well, they did it to Houston. Now they did it to Tennessee, especially in the second half of the game. They've showed they're playing much better. They have some playmakers on the defensive side. So that is mine. We're going to get to yours in a second. I do have a caller. Caller?
Hello.
Hello, who is this?
This is Joseph Espinoza. How we doing?
Joseph Espinoza, the filmmaker from Las Vegas. If I was any better, I would be a filmmaker from Las Vegas and a millionaire. But I'm not. You are a Packer fan?
You good?
We're wonderful. I know you're a Packer fan. You're still upset that Aaron Rodgers got torched by the San Francisco 49ers. But tell us, who wins the Super Bowl?
You know, after what I saw with the 49ers, I mean, everything tells me the 49ers kind of have everything to take it home. However, I really enjoy how Mahomes is playing. I really think the Chiefs have a shot. You know, it's just it's pretty much a pretty good game. I think if the Chiefs, like you were mentioning earlier, if the Chiefs can jump up front early and they can make the 49ers, play around that and try to reach to them, I think the Chiefs have a shot. Everything tells me the 49ers is the most easy go-to, an easy pick, I would say. But I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs defense are going to be able to hold that run game. And who knows, maybe probably win the Super Bowl.
How long did it take you to recover from the Packers' demoralizing loss?
About 4 days.
At least he's honest. I like that.
Yeah, you know, I think Rodgers needed another ring. He couldn't make it happen. I don't know if he wouldn't have another shot, so that's why it hurts a little bit more. But I don't know. I really hope the Chiefs take it home. Not because the 49ers beat us, but because I think the Chiefs, it's been like, 50 years or so. If they haven't been there, then hopefully they get it. They get it this time. What's your go-to Super Bowl food? I'm Mexican, so I always do carne asada. Hey. But I'm watching it with one of my friends. He's a Chiefs fan. So he said he's going to go all crazy and do, I believe, homemade pizza. Mm-hmm. And he wants me to make some cheeseburgers. So we're just going to have a good time. All right. Well, Joseph, you're off the hook. Thank you very much for calling in. And I'm sure we'll catch you next time. Not a problem. Thank you, guys. Have a good time. Have a wonderful day. Joseph Espinoza, filmmaker, big Packer fan, called in, gave us this pick. There you have it. And carne asada.
So we got carne asada, we got chicken wings. I'm building my menu right now.
I'm getting hungry.
I'm getting pretty hungry too.
I building up my palate for Super Bowl Sunday.
All right, Corey, we were talking about the Chiefs. They're so likable. What makes them likable? Is it because of Andy Reid?
I think it's because of Mahomes. It has that Andy Reid factor too because he's been around for so long. We've seen him with Donovan McNabb and his time with and the other with.
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles. And now here he is he has this dynamic quarterback, and then all of these
beautiful.
He has like it's almost like the Eagles. Like you got the Deshaun Watson type with Tyreek Hill, and you got the tight end like Ertz. So they have all the pieces, but it's kind of like what you said. Will they stick with the game plan because he wants to throw it. He definitely wants to.
He loves to throw it. He is just itching to throw Andy Reid.
Because they want. I heard the offensive coordinator say that every play that they try to score. And I think the last thing you want to do is
to the 49ers, right?
Right. Is give another team any kind of bulletin board material. Yeah. But it's just so tough, man. Because you've seen their explosiveness all year long. And when they decide to turn it on, they
just like that.
Man, they're explosive.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. Looks like we have another caller. Caller, who are you?
This is Ray Fletcher.
Ray Fletcher? Is that really you?
That is me, bud. How you doing?
Good. The broadcasting journalist major from UNLV, also a sports betting man. This guy is the king of fantasy football.
All right.
King of, I'm sorry, fantasy sports. But he is a huge, who are you a fan of? Say it.
San Francisco 49ers,
That's
baby.
right. And how many people, including myself, disrespected the 49ers in the preseason? Go ahead.
Every single one of them.
Every single one of them. And did you say they were going to be pretty good?
Hey, you remember when I was on your show? I told you they were doing good and they were underrated.
Yes, you did. You never said Super Bowl, Ray. You just said good. So let's.
All right. You got me there, yeah.
Okay.
Nobody said Super Bowl.
Right.
Though.
That's
Give
right.
them that.
But go ahead. You have 1 minute now to make us all feel stupid. You have a sports betting guru consultant, Louis Diamond, here. You have a sports conditioning coach right next to me, Corey Witcher, and you have myself, a broadcaster, podcaster, announcer. Give it to us. I mean, tell us. This is your 49ers. Go. You have 1 minute.
So look, they're going to come out and they're going to play hard. That defense is not to be messed with, and everybody's giving Jimmy all the hate and the doubt they can give him. Jimmy G is going to come through in this Super Bowl. He's going to be clutch. He's going to put up a big game. It's not going to be all about the run game like the NFC Championship game. And the 49ers are going to win 31-23.
Ooh. Super Bowl MVP is who, Ray Fletcher?
You know what? It's going to be George Kittle.
I like that.
He had a quiet game in the championship game, and I'm expecting a big game from here. I'm thinking 2 touchdowns and at least one big play that everybody's going to be talking about.
And your Super Bowl go-to food is what?
Typically, I'm a pizza and wings kind of guy, but this year I'm actually getting to get to watch at a really high-end Super Bowl party on the Strip, so I'm looking forward to these pulled pork sliders.
All right. How nervous do you get since your 49ers are going to be in the Super Bowl prior to kickoff?
Man, it's going to be nerve-wracking. It'll be exciting. I have all the faith in the world that they're going to win this game. I don't think Kansas City is gonna have a chance. I don't think the bookmakers got it right at -1, 1.5. San Francisco's going to dominate.
All right. Any other final comments, Ray Fletcher, before we let you go back to school?
No, that's it.
How about a go 49ers for us?
Go Niners! Bang bang Niner gang!
All right. Thanks, my friend. Ray Fletcher, yes, he is so biased. It's so biased. The Chiefs don't have a chance, but I like it. He's been right, though.
And he gave us a score.
But how many people disrespected the 49ers?
Everybody. I would think everybody. You know, I think it took at least over half the season to even get a little bit of respect. Yeah. And then, you know, I think it maybe even close to 3/4 of the season, then everybody started jumping on the train because everybody's just waiting for him to fall apart.
Right. They're waiting for Jimmy G to get hurt, then not to have quarterback problems, the run game not to be able to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, you know, really, none of these players were very well known. The only reason why Jimmy G was well known is because he was Brady's backup. I mean, you know, Kittle's, but
Richard Sherman, but he was coming off a torn Achilles.
Right. So, but much of that team, I mean, that offensive line was you know, nobody knew about it, right. You know, and it's offensive line. I mean, if you can find that offensive line, I mean, that's where the money's at. Right. The money's in the offensive line. I can tell you that. The quarterbacks are great. The special players are great. Mm-hmm. But if they don't have that supporting cast on the offensive line, it's not gonna happen.
But we all agree that Kansas City, by majority, is probably the most likable team out of the two, right? Most people are rooting for Kansas City.
How do you not love what Mahomes does? I mean, he's so exciting.
I have something for Ray Fletcher and the 49ers. We'll get to that 1 second. People are talking about Andy Reid hasn't won a Super Bowl, right? He's been there with Donovan McNabb. McNabb yacked all over the huddle. Remember that, the TO game, broken leg. But what about Shanahan? Kyle Shanahan, he was up 28-3 as the offensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl against the New England Patriots, and they blew that game. That was one of the biggest BJs I've ever seen in sports history.
But he was offensive coordinator.
He was offensive coordinator, but he was still responsible.
It was head coach and defense that gave that game away.
True, but
they put the points on the board.
But they didn't run. They did throw the ball instead of trying to run the ball and kill the clock
at the end,
a little bit more.
New England got back with plenty of time, and then they still, they did try to sit on the ball and try to run and try to walk away with the win in the third quarter or something.
Third quarter.
Yeah.
Corey, real quick, what did you want to say? All right, well, hold that. Think about that because we have another caller coming here on Food and Football with Brad, of course, Louis Diamond, and Corey Witcher, my other co-host. Go ahead. Caller? Hello? Hello, welcome to Food and Football.
Thing must have been a prank.
Probably. It was a prank call. We will.
Yeah, the one chief backer.
Okay, well,
Definitely. He's embarrassed now. He's got
What I
one.
was say is I think people are rooting for the Chiefs because of the Andy Reid
Yes,
story.
right.
So that makes you like.
That's why I
think
threw
you
out the
just
Kyle
want-
Shanahan.
Yeah, I think you just want to see a guy. He's put in a lot of work.
Nice guy.
Right. He's done things the right way. No kind of stories of cheating or
Yeah.
anything like that. So it's like you just want to see him get that, and I think if they do win, I think it's gonna just snowball and just start, like he said, a dynasty.
It really could. All right, it looks like our caller's back, but you got that off your chest. Good job. Good memory. Caller, welcome to Food and Football with Brad, Corey, and Lou Diamond. Who are you?
This is the mass referee. And
Oh.
I just want to say,
No.
I'm not doing the game this year. I wasn't picked from the committee, but I'm not worried about that. I just want to say that other caller, he already said San Francisco. I'm going Kansas City all the way, and Travis Kelsey is going to be the MVP.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Kelsey. Kansas City is too explosive. They're going to dominate the game, and they're going to take them out. You know.
Why weren't you chosen to ref the game?
Well, there was this guy, obnoxious guy named Brad, that kept saying that I wasn't doing my job and everything. And I don't want to say anything, but you really messed me up.
Don't be blaming that on me. I didn't tell you to come on this show and start calling false starts on me in my introduction to Food and Football. I didn't tell you to call unnecessary roughness and all those penalties, and I'm certainly not the one who refereed the New Orleans Saints game last year, this year, multiple games. That was you.
No, I take this very personal. I'm a professional. I wanted to tell you that. And if I had a chance to challenge you to an MMA match, I would,
You don't want to get in the ring with me, bro.
I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you. I'm gonna watch the Super Bowl and enjoy it in Kansas City. And if you want to challenge me, you do it, buddy. I got the off season. I'm pumped up. I got to get out of here.
Okay.
Bye.
Oh, okay. What food choice for the Super Bowl is what? What's your favorite food choice? You're gone? Okay, that's what I thought. He probably doesn't eat. That's a mass referee. You didn't get to meet him.
In his pockets, he's not throwing the flag.
Yeah, he cheats. He's been known to call questionable.
So I need to talk to him before the game.
Probably, because definitely.
Got the inside
especially if
scoop.
you're a bookie. Yeah. Tell us about some of these prop bets. Something that's pretty cool, interesting for some of us.
Well, all right. So I think one that was kind of interesting to me was it depends on who you like in the game, but instead of picking a side and betting, if you like Kansas City, why would you take them -1 when you can get Mahomes at even money to be the MVP? Now, to me, even if he throws 2 touchdown passes over to Kelsey, he's still going to be the MVP.
If they win, of course. Yes,
If they win.
likely.
So I firmly believe they will do everything they can to make Mahomes the MVP if they win, unless 3 or 4 touchdowns from one player. But if they're all passes from Mahomes, how do you take that away from him? So if you like Kansas City, you get them an even money for Mahomes to win the MVP. And if you like San Fran, you got Garoppolo at 7-2. So you're getting basically 3.5 to 1 on San Francisco. So if you like San Fran +1, I got to believe that a better play is going to be Garoppolo for the MVP, because if they win, there's a good chance it's because he actually threw a couple touchdowns and maintained a great game.
Well, what if Mostert has like 200 yards rushing?
Well, that's what I was thinking, and that's why I kind of made that comment a little earlier. He opened up at 80 yards over under, and he got bet down to 73 yards.
Really?
Yes.
I like that.
So, which I do like that, but why did it drop a whole 7 yards? That's a lot of yards. So the prop bets, you really need to make the prop bets the week that, like last week today, because now all the move has happened, and now everything's expensive because they have these big expensive juices where you have to pay a lot of money to get them. So, but that's what I was, 73 and a half yards. I got to believe the over's the play in there. They got to be going there. But that makes me worry that, the wise guys are feeling like San Fran's going to be playing from behind when he drops down on the run, for 7 yards.
That's exactly what it means.
But I still believe there's got to be value in him to get that 74th yard to make a little bit of money.
Is Jimmy G your MVP? Because you haven't given us your picks, so I was just trying to.
Well,
manipulate.
I'm
he almost got him. He almost got him.
I feel bad.
I'm going to show you how good it is to dance on a fence. I can dance on a fence, but this is a tough game because this game, it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
And when I say a cartoon, we're going to go back to those of us that are a little bit older. We'll remember the tortoise versus the hare, and and if you go back to Super Bowl 25, the Bills versus the Giants, you had the big offense against the big defense.
With the running game, O.J. Anderson.
Monster running game.
That's right.
So
great offensive line, Jumbo Elliott, Doug Riesenberg, Bart Oates.
And people
William
will give
Roberts.
Parcells the credit for that win, but the reality is it was Belichick.
Yeah, his
He
scheme
said,
was-
we're going to slow this down, we're going to run it, we're going to keep them off the field, and it worked. But nobody expected it.
Right.
Now you kind of expect it in today's world, so it's going to be a little more challenging. And will San Fran be able to pull it off? Because I thought Tennessee was going to pull that off 2 weeks or 10 days ago. And when we saw what happened there, I'm eating
San
crow.
Francisco's more battle tested. I want to thank you for getting into that. Thank you for getting to that pick. We forgot to talk about you blew that pick pretty bad. And I wanted to start off with that, and I don't know what happened over here. So tell us about Tennessee. Oh, Tennessee's going to win.
I feel so good about reminding
I thought
you.
Tennessee was going to beat the Chiefs as well, and I think they had their chances. But I think, I noticed there was a couple possessions where the Chiefs, they were playing goal line defense. They basically sold out. And they said however this goes down, it's not going to be Derrick Henry.
They said Tannehill's going to have to win the game, and he wasn't going to make the throws. That's why I didn't pick him.
No, I wasn't expecting him to be able to be the miracle man, but I wasn't expecting Kansas City to do what they did defensively. They really did. They sold out to the run, and Tennessee had no answer for it. Henry still played well, but he wasn't able to have the monster game. And once they got down in the second half, that's it.
You can't run the ball when you're behind.
No, so you worry, is San Fran going to be in the same position? But San Fran is definitely more talented.
They put up more points per game than Kansas City against better competition.
Yeah, so
They give up less points. That's why I took them.
Yeah, so and usually you want to put the money on the tortoise and not the hare. Or hare, I don't know, the H is silent or whatever.
Yeah.
The turtle and the rabbit.
That works. That works.
So, but I'm tough. I'm tossed up because I want to root for Mahomes.
So do I. That's why I don't want to say San Francisco.
And really, I want to root for him way more than anybody on San Fran.
Yeah.
Because I love the style. I love the confidence.
Mm-hmm.
I love that he doesn't get in trouble, that he's, a good guy off the field as well as on the field.
Good interview.
Yeah, and
So take Kansas City. Go ahead. You have my permission. I want to do it. I just don't have the guts because I'm all about that front seven and that running game.
No, I
and
want to
think
do it, but I
Garoppolo-
don't have the guts either.
Okay.
Is really what it is, because Mahomes does not have bad games.
Okay.
He doesn't.
That's true. You're going San Francisco then. Wow.
Like,
I
hold
love you guys
Prop bets on here. I got a lot of prop bets.
This is hard for me. And I gave you a pick. Corey Witcher. Who do you have? I know it's hard. This is brutal.
So I'm going with the 49ers. I don't have a score. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't do that either.
But I definitely think the 49ers are going to win. I think they're as talented as the Chiefs, but I think they're going to more or less stick to the game plan and really execute. I think the Chiefs are going to execute as well, but I think they're going to have their turnovers, and I think that's where the Chiefs will falter.
Okay.
I think like I said, the 49ers will be able to create at least 1 or 2 turnovers early in the game and really flip it, and just be able to take the momentum in.
Then if you're looking at turnovers, you got the over/under 1.5 interceptions. It's like or 1.5 fumbles. So, and you know, and another thing to look at, you have these two quarterbacks in a first-time scenario for them.
That's true.
One of them is probably going to shine, and the other one probably isn't. You know, because, you know, what are the odds of both of them having their best game in their first Super Bowl? You know, so, you know, and I got to believe in the back of my mind, Mahomes is the guy that is going to be the shining, you know, a shining star in the Super Bowl.
That's the obvious choice. I get it. But who thought Nick Foles would outshine Tom Brady a couple years ago?
Exactly. But yes.
I think there's something to be said too that Jimmy G has kind of been there before.
He has a couple of times.
He hasn't. He wasn't the guy, but he
understands the media pressure.
Yeah,
he's done all that. I mean,
That's
because
right.
they say the whole week you're not even doing football. You're just doing media. Like football is like secondary, and I think he's been there a few times. He's done all this before, and there's something to be said for that.
And Bello Baloney loved him. It seemed like he might have wanted to get rid of Tom Brady. There was those little
I think
rumbles
he did
and
want
rumors.
to get rid of Tom Brady.
Okay. He was ready to move on. Hey, we got a lot out of you. Let's move on. We'll keep Jimmy G.
I think
There's
the
a big rift
NFL
there.
hit a lottery ticket with this game because
I think so.
People want to see what's going to happen. Yeah. You got somebody that's a San Fran fan that is overwhelmingly confident on his team, but when you sit down and you talk to people, nobody. Well, I will say a lot more people are overwhelmingly confident with Kansas City
because of Mahomes and the dynamic passing game.
Yeah, and you know, and Andy Reid being there, you know, he's been there a lot. He proved me completely wrong.
But
for the
Shanahan's
first time.
been there too as the OC. That's got to count, right?
Yeah, and his dad was there, so you know, I'm sure he was on the sidelines during those years and hanging around Dad during those years. I'm not sure exactly where he was coaching at that time, but I'm sure during Super Bowl week he was hanging with Dad.
All right.
So, you know, so we do have all that. I think they just got a fantastic matchup, and the NFL's pretty lucky. Or
I like that. Around the table, great game, good game, or game?
I think we're going to get a great game. I really do. I think it's going to be exciting.
Corey?
I think it's going to be a great game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout or anything like that. I think it's going to be back and forth, and I think it's going to be decided by a field goal at the end.
All right, great game. That's three of us. Pistol, I know you're there somewhere. What do you think? Good game, great game,
Great game.
Mahomes all the way? All right,
Mahomes
there's the
all the
Pistol.
way.
The Pistol doesn't think with his brain, he thinks with his heart. But that's why we like him. We're all Mahomes over here.
Yeah.
All right, one other question. Food of choice. We got some chicken wings. We heard carne asada. I heard some pizza thrown in there. You don't want to hear mine. Louis D.
Well, you know, the wings are the ultimate go-to.
Those were mine.
Yeah, those are so. But I would say some kind of steak. I mean, it's a Super Bowl.
Okay.
You know,
Like a
whether it's a
filet?
steak sandwich or whether it's a nice
Or Philly
ribeye.
cheese?
Yeah, you know. So I'm, you know, you're stepping it up a notch instead of a burger. Let's go up a notch.
That's better. That's classier. And that's why
It's
guys
Super
like
Bowl
you.
Sunday. You know, we only get it once a year.
All right. Corey W.
I'm wings kind of guy, but I think this year, I'll just say what I'm gonna have this year. I'm gonna make this some hamburger queso dip.
That sounds interesting.
It does sound
So
interesting.
it's ground beef, queso with the cheese and like onions and peppers and stuff like that in it. I think it's gonna be amazing.
That brings me to the chicken wing dip. My wife makes an awesome chicken wing dip, and chicken. It's basically chicken, cream cheese,
Okay.
and cheese on top of it, and you just bake it in a casserole pan, and then you get the celery, and you.
Oh, that's
the hot sauce is already in there. The chicken wing dip, you know.
Guys, there's food here. Dig in, man. I mean,
We got it. Never go out of here hungry, do I?
it looks really good. You guys want a sample? What is this? Pistol?
Chorizos and egg burrito.
Chorizo and egg burrito.
Yeah, enjoy for me. It sounds very Mexican and very good.
That looks like chorizo, an egg, and a burrito.
Yeah, better than those vegan, weird plant-based burgers you had. Tried those meatballs. Remember that one time? You were like, this one's somewhat edible here.
Well, you know what? It didn't taste all bad. It just got me dry fast. That's all.
Okay. Look at Corey's like, should I do it?
Yeah.
You're dead.
Here we go.
Go. There you go. My go-to food, I'm going to eat pizza. I'm not going to describe the pizza, but it's going to be some type of pizza that I can guarantee. I used to be a chicken wings kind of guy for the Super Bowl, and probably some kind of chips and dip. Yeah, that would be my junk food.
Chips and dip.
Tortilla, right, John? Tortilla chips. Just pure corn chips that we dip in salsa and bean dip. That's it. Very simple. All right. Gentlemen, you keep eating. Thank you very much. Again, Corey W., where can we find more information if we want to get training, we want to become a professional NBA player, NFL player, soccer, baseball, whatever?
You can reach me on Instagram
At?
CLW Speed Agility. I'm just on all platforms. And definitely.
No website yet?
No, not yet. Working on it.
Okay, we got the Instagram. That's good.
It's like my personal resume of photos.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, and of course we'll be in touch.
appreciate it.
Louis D., how do we get some great pics?
LouisDiamond.com.
LouisDiamond.com.
Not hard to find.
Not hard to
I'm
find.
an easy find.
Very easy. Coming up next on Food and Football, a very special interview. Very special interview. She is a fan of a particular team. We'll break that down. She'll also break down her job and the Super Bowl. That is all next. Food and Football, F&F with Brad. Hi, our special guest is actually Monique Sarah Yip. And I forgot to introduce her. I forgot to introduce her name. I said a special guest interview. Well, it is Monique Sarah Yip. There's so many first names in there, but I like it. Monique Sarah Yip. She's a social media manager for Unwrapped Sports. Welcome to the show, Monique Sarah Yip. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. I'm actually having lunch because you know how like the show is called like Food and Football, so I thought it was like really funny where I had like lunch while I'm doing this interview. So.
Well, I appreciate that. We were just eating on set as well. Everyone eats in front of me because I can't eat that because of my food allergies and my weirdness. And they were eating these bean, egg, taco, something, and wraps, and they smell so good. And I have to sit there and inhale that, Monique. You know how hard that is for a young man like me?
You need something to deal with it, you know?
Yeah, I need some kind of plant-based food in front of me, and I'll be fine. All right, well, tell us, what's your job like being a social media manager for Sports Talk?
Yeah, so it's really fun because we have so many contributors from the network, and I pretty much, like, my main job is to make sure that their content is being seen. I make posts, I retweet it with a comment to make it kind of special. I make polls every single day talking about, something relevant to the sports world that everybody's talking about right now and make a poll out of that. I really like my job. I really get to interact with a lot of people from the network and get to, read their articles, listen to their podcasts. There's just so much talent out there, and as a network for Unwrapped Sports, we're just growing, and I'm really proud to be a part of that.
Being a social media manager for Sports Talk, you must like sports. I heard this rumor that you're a Patriots fan. What's the validity of that?
Okay, so I think I kind of said this to a friend just really recently, why do you like the New England Patriots, right? And I think there's a negative connotation when it comes to people thinking about Patriots fans. And this is my story, really, is that about 8 to 9 years ago, one of my coworkers asked me, hey, do you want to go out and watch the NFL playoffs? I'm like, okay, I haven't really paid attention to football until that moment. And then when I went to the pub, I was sitting with my coworkers. The New England Patriots were the team that was on TV, and I was just mesmerized. They pretty much got me into football, into, talking about the NFL. So that's pretty much my story, and I was such a fan that last year, I went to the game against the Green Bay Packers, like, you know, when it was Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady, I was like, I can't miss that. So I like drove my way there, and I even got the Super Bowl replica ring of their second win. So it's really heavy, but I really like the team, and they're always going to be my team no matter what. I think a lot of people think that Patriots fans are like bandwagon fans, and all of a sudden, you know, when things don't go their way, like this year, like they're not going to cheer for them. Like, that's not true. I'm always going to cheer for Patriots no matter what happens.
What was it like to watch a game at Foxborough?
It was cold. It was cold. You know what? I had a lot of warnings about like certain people from Foxborough because they're like, you know, they're really big fans, and then, you know, I was going with someone who liked the Packers at the time, and so there was a little bit of like, you know, yeah, exactly, like oh no, there's gonna get a little bit of heat coming this way, and it's like, how can you stand beside him? He's a Packers fan, and then, you know, what people don't know is that I also have an Aaron Rodgers jersey.
Oh, wow. And we let you on this show. An Aaron Rodgers jersey and a Tom Brady. How'd you get through, John? I'm just kidding, Monique. We love you. You could be a fan of anyone you want. How did they treat your friend, the Packer fan?
It wasn't that bad, to be honest with you. It was like a little bit of like, you know, teasing here or there, but then everybody in Foxborough, at least when I went there, was really, really nice. Like, we were waiting for like an Uber for I don't know how long, and everyone was just sharing each other's beers with each other, you know, like things like that. Even with someone who was beside a Packers fan, and I don't know. I think it was a lot of fun. It was obviously not the cheapest NFL game I've been to because it's Foxborough, and like that game was so special to everybody. So obviously they probably raised the prices, but it was so worth it. I would do it again.
Do it again and again. All right, Monique, who wins the Super Bowl?
All right. I don't know how everybody feels about this season, but I feel that the Chiefs, they have it for like a number of reasons. I could probably just name them really quickly. Number one, they got the better quarterback, the more dynamic quarterback, the quarterback that is like his plays are so dynamic where if he was almost getting sacked, he can throw the ball, and Travis Kelce was going to get the ball. So that's, like, one of the reasons why I think they're going to win. The second reason is, like, I think the Chiefs' defense is actually slowly getting better. I'm not saying, like, they're a really good defense.
But they're getting better.
Leading up, I feel like their defense is going to be good enough, and especially great enough.
Hello? You still with us? I think we lost her.
Reasons alone,
there she is.
Or why I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win this year's Super Bowl.
All right. Well, that's a good reason why and a good pick. I hope you're right. Put it that way. I disagree with you, but I hope you're right. Now, I know you're hot on this topic of Antonio Brown. If you met Antonio Brown, you had a conversation with him, a heart-to-heart, what would you say to him? Monique? Hello? Monique, are you there?
Hello, sorry.
Hi. Are you, Monique, are you still there? I kind of hear you. No? Okay.
I can hear shit going on in the background.
Okay. Well, anyways, thank you, Monique. That was Monique Sarah Yip. Joining us, social media manager for Unwrapped Sports, her choice of the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll try to give it another try. Otherwise, we will catch you next week.
I'm here.
There you are.
For some reason, it just cut out. Yeah.
Okay, good. You cut out. Did you get my question about Antonio Brown? Because I know you were hot on that topic.
Oh, yeah. I didn't. What was the question? I think it just like when I was cut off, I didn't really hear it.
Okay, great. I said if you had a heart-to-heart conversation with Antonio Brown, what would you say to him?
It's a really good question. I think, you know, even though we were talking about the NFL season a lot and, you know, the players that got injured, you know, things like that, amazing wins, we were also talking about Antonio Brown, who's right now not in the NFL. I think that if I had a heart-to-heart conversation with him, I would tell him, you need to go to rehab. Like, that is one of the biggest things. I think people don't realize they have some like type of mental health or mental issues going on in their brain, and I don't blame nobody. Nobody's judging Antonio Brown. I just think that he needs some time to really reflect on himself and what has happened, and kind of like there's a lot of accusations when it comes to Antonio Brown, and I think that the best thing for anybody to do personally, and I would tell him that, is you need some time to reflect on yourself. You need like something away from the chaos of the media, and obviously, the football world and all that, just for a little bit, just to like tell yourself.
All right, well, I think we lost you again, but thank you. We are out of time anyways. Monique Sarah Yip, social media manager for Unwrapped Sports. Thank you to our guests, Corey Witcher, of course, the Pistol of the Pete, and Louis Diamond for all your contributions. And, of course, John Stiles, our producer. I'm Brad Stein, Food and Football, F&F. Enjoy the Super Bowl. I took the 49ers. I want the Chiefs. It's close. We'll see.
It's the sport of kings, better than diamond rings. That's why we're here to sing football.